David, how are you, man? Sorry, this is not the conversation we had in mind, but we were planning VVCon in Las Vegas. That was the topic.
But the problem is, what goes on in Vegas have to stay in Vegas.
I love it.
We can't broadcast it, so
We can't broadcast
No
it.
videos.
yeah,
All cell phones. They need to get turned in.
yeah,
Could you imagine actually checking in our phones into a basket before we go? That'd be so awesome.
yeah,
I'm for it.
yeah.
Hey, David, how was decon for you, man?
It was,
You obviously do a lot of them.
yeah, amazing. I mean, obviously, it's our finale for the year. Just really great to see the hundreds and hundreds of fans, came, yeah, spend the time together. It was great. Yeah, it's a big week, and after the Disney trip, we continue work. We have meetings with our licensors and so on. So it's been
Where'd you go, David? I heard you guys had a good trip. Where'd you guys end up going?
Well, you mean after the decon?
Yeah,
Yeah.
after decon.
We had a day. I think we spent a day in Disneyland in LA. I think there was about.
I was there. I was on a log ride with you at Silicon Secure.
Oh, hi. Yeah.
I lost my voice.
Yeah.
Everyone had a good time.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Say that.
Yeah, so it's a good show, fantastic show. So thanks for everyone who chipped in, put collectively the effort to make it happen. Yeah, I mean, our Alex is pretty much is taking like a whole month of planning yeah, so it's quite, very amazing. Still quite emotional to meet all the fans. Yeah, and we're just getting ready for 2023 now. There's a lot of stuff that we're tidying up. Yeah, it's been a very, very good year.
How did it feel to showcase the VV-verse when, so many people were down with the crypto market and down, maybe with their collectibles, but to be able to deliver the VV-verse the way you did, how did that feel for you?
Yeah, it was number one was a huge pressure on our shoulders because I mean when the topic of metaverse has been so hot throughout 2022 and making a product that we believe that our fans want was the most important. But saying that we don't know what our fans want because they want everything, right? But we have to come out with our what we call the phase one, the first iteration to showcase what's part of it. Huge effort on Anthony from our team, from the Fifi first side, and huge pressure and thanks for Dan. Dan, put this showcase together. Yeah, it was very good. I mean, there's a lot of the stuff was very last minute alterations. What we have shown, and obviously, I have seen other showroom spaces through other demos that we've done with our licensor. So, and it was the first time I got to see the Fifi home going through that immerse. And it was only hours, even the last 6 to 10 hours. The engineer was able to finish and finalizing the testing of one of the feature, which was the showroom with your floor, your wall, it was changing colors, was changing wallpaper texture. That was pretty much done in like hours. I think the night before the demo. So, huge effort to Dan and his team to pull this together for everyone. Yeah, and it was a huge relief for me in a way that we wanted to go out with something great for 2022 so our fans have something to look forward to in Q1 23. Yeah, so it was great. Thanks for everyone who turned out and participate in that whole refuel side of the Phoebe first.
Oh, it was amazing, and I was blown away because I saw the VVverse demo the night before during the VIP night, but then when you guys presented it and all the features, and how it looked like a version of Grand Theft Auto almost. The quality of the graphics, I think everyone's jaw was on the floor. We
Yeah,
were
thank
blown
you.
away.
And the truth to say, that there's actually a lot more features that Dan didn't go through. And there are reasons. Number one is the timing of it wasn't right. We just haven't got the whole day. I wish we had more time we could do. Um, yeah, it's good. I'm very very pleased, guys. Yeah, but there's a lot more coming though. Please do not expect. I'm gonna push the limit. I mean, I work damn very hard on, and the team. We want the best product for our audience.
I mean, and to see how excited Kozik was and Jermaine were about building their worlds inside the VVverse, and then hearing the concept of worlds within worlds. We're still trying to decipher and process everything that happened. I mean, the community's still trying to. We're still trying to just digest it.
Yeah,
It's so many.
uh, and we're going to build a lot of other worlds, by the way. And I mean, there's the artist is a key part. Our licensors. It was very important that we arrived early into California. We were doing demos with our licensor and showcasing it to all our top tier license partners before we reveal it to all the Fifi fans out there. And most of them, if not all of them, were blown away. But just keep in mind, we were showing them some other different rooms, different environment, the different options. They got to see the granular plan of what we have envisioned to do. But we could only show you guys so much during the demo days.
David, I wanted to say, man, when I had met you in New York Comic Con, I showed you my spatial space, and you looked at it and instantly smiled, and you said, "VV Verse is going to be better." And I then, spoke to Dan, and Dan, I showed him the avatar, and I said, "Hey, Dan, are we going to have an avatar?" And he just laughed, and he's like, we've thought that through." And when I saw the demo, and actually experienced it, right? It was great that we could put on it was not a video that we saw alone. We put on the Oculus. Oh my God, it was mind blowing, just the experience. And then the lighting, David. I mean, just to put that lighting on top of paintings and see it. And the other thing that was amazing for me, David, and I'll tell you is Dan gave me an iPad and he said, listen, when you just take the iPad without the Oculus and you turn around, right, you can see the back of the room.
Yes.
And it was unbelievable. And great, man.
Yeah, there was one feature Dan forgot to show everybody is that I'm not sure if I'm meant to say it, but screw it, I'm going to say it.
Let's say it. Let's go,
there was
David.
one other feature. I'm pretty sure Dan didn't mention it. Maybe he didn't. You can have multiple people users in the AR mode. So yeah, I'm not sure if you recall that we dropped a marker on the floor at the show, and then I was holding the iPad, and you could see the whole Viviverse at your home from the outside. Now, you can imagine if I would zoom in into the inside, you can be scanning your iPhone, your iPad, whatever you have, and we can all be in the same environment through the AR all at once. So it's not just one person. The AR is multi-user as well. So it's not just the VR's multi-user. The AR aspect is multi-user. So you can actually see me through AR, my avatar in that room. So we didn't. I wish we could had a little bit more time and we could do that demo out as well. that would have blown most people's mind out, because not many other projects out there can do that and reach that type of limit. And it's very easy for you to create that QR or QR code or that marker. Basically, inside the app, there's inside the Viviverse, there's a feature button that you can basically just generate a QR code, and you can be using that QR code as part of your account. So you print them out and you can take it wherever you want to go, and unlimited amount of people can pop in. So it's the multi-use aspect is great.
That is awesome, David. Hey, by the way, one question for you. Have you already started work on the David U warehouse in VVverse? I presume you're not going to have rooms. You're going to have warehouses.
Yeah. Dan did. Yeah. Oh man, I can't say too much more. I'm just going to get in trouble. But there's more features coming out. There's different showrooms and different varieties, because we'd be expecting everyone will have a different type of taste for their house and what they want to own and what they want to build. So there's gonna be quite a bit happening in that side.
Oh, David, I know that there's going to be a warehouse now.
Yeah.
We're going to come and party in the David U warehouse, man.
Yeah. So it's definitely, we're going to level up what we do in VV first. So, hopefully everyone will like it. It's just part of that whole experience.
That's pretty cool, David. And we're able to also bring in other toys from other places as well into this environment, right?
So there's going to be two environments. Number one is your VV home. We are still deciding if we're going to allow the external NFT to allow into your home. We're still working out, and it's not really about the technology side. It's about the premium license side of it. You guys will know that we have strict rules in VV right now on profanity postings and abuse languages that may be harmful for other users. So the current house you will have might be limited to what you could bring in, but in the VV first, the minute you step outside your home, and then this is where possibly in the future you could look at purchasing lands and things like that. Then you could be building other things where all the third party outside NFT can be coming in. We want to make it interruptible. We want to make sure that all these assets can be pulled into your VV first, because we believe that is going to be a major driver to get that mass market crypto adopters coming in as well.
Hey, David, quick question. It's funny. We started off the spaces. We had Callie, looks like she's back in the room, talking about music. And I'm sure you've heard the VV anthem, which that song's got stuck in my head. Like, I can't get it out of my head sometimes. It's such a catchy tune. But, how's the future of music? And can we see people like Callie, be performing in the VVverse?
Yeah.
Are we going to have concerts with tickets? Is his question, David?
Well, yeah.
You guys, don't provoke him.
Yeah.
He's trying to be good.
Let's go, David.
And we got Callie up. By the way, Callie's up here with you, David, on stage.
I do believe that eventually you will want all these in it. That's why it's going to be a lifestyle. That's why fans will want to come into the VV first. I really believe that the metaverse is designed for a purpose, and the purpose is to have things in there that you want to experiment, not just your home. So I ideally, like Dan have shown you, we have monitors in there. You can broadcast YouTube. You could be doing your Twitter live in the metaverse. Also, the concert is a major part as where I want to achieve. And I got really inspired when I looked at Fortnite had amazing concerts. I'm sure you guys seen that on YouTube. We want to do things like that as well. Yeah, I don't want to get in trouble. So
Yeah, we don't want to get you in trouble, David. But
So
yeah,
are you saying that you know more, but you can't say it? And is that why you're saying you don't want to get in trouble?
yeah,
You have more information
yeah,
about
we
this.
got more information, and there's a lot more we want to build, and we want to make sure we can secure all these artists first, right? I don't want to overpromise. I want to make sure that we have them on board. But the concept, the idea is definitely workable, and we'll want to make sure we can do it.
Because at first I was just thinking that it would be, our VV artists, like Will and I, and Sad Dad, and Non Fungible Emoji, Johnny Dunn. But potentially we could reach out to much larger artists and get them to come, and they would bring more people to the VV-verse that don't even know about VV.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about music artists, right?
Yeah, I am talking about music artists. Like, I'm friends with Snoop. And yes. I could potentially one day tell Snoop Dogg, I could connect those dots if and when we're ready for that.
Yeah, I mean, and Snoop Dogg is another, amazing artist who really believe in the Web3. Yeah, I mean, I follow a lot of the project. He's in, I think he's in Sandbox. There's a Snoop land there. Just great, great example of how music artists can be engaging with a new type of audience, and the main thing is global. But my vision of music, apart from having the concerts, having the collectibles, I want the world's biggest pop band. I want the world's biggest teen sensation come in. I want it so big it will drive new user adoptions in this world. That's what I want to do. So so please do stand by for some of our feature artists will be dropping in VV in coming months.
I can't wait to see it, David.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go pretty big. I want the, I really want to get more adoptions, more downloads, because naturally, when you have more people in the app, you're just going to have more activities, and you're going to have more engagement, and everything just, it works better.
That's pretty cool, David. I was just chatting with Silicon and Kaylee and others earlier, and I said, 5 to 10 years from now, if we have an artist that drops their music on VV and it wins a Grammy, then we can have David and Dan at the Grammys get to go to Beacon.
Yes. Yeah. If you guys went to the Decon after party, you probably heard Legal Dave was singing his, and he's an amazing singer. He could be holding his own concert in there. Some people might go see him sing. The idea is we're also putting the artists back to our fans and our users. And this is one of the things I really believe what's going to make VV and VV First really take off is that if we become the third place for our user. So what I have in my mind is most teens or most users out there, they spend their time at home, they spend their time either at school or at work. I want this to be the third place that they spend their time in VV, and the whole idea of what else other entertainment things that we have to deliver.
We were talking about the investment, David, that Facebook's made. I think Sanjay, you said was it? Sanjay said 16 billion, and then 25 billion for next year. That Facebook's making in this space. What are your thoughts about how big players like Facebook and Disney and others, how can they have an impact in this world that we're creating?
Very similar to when we first started in this Web3 space. Most of these company had plans, but the execution is a big thing. And just keep in mind, every single I won't even use the name competitor of every single company out there has tried to be part of this Web3. They are focused on very, very different areas as well. Where myself and Dan and Veve is very focused on experiment for our users for that afterlife of that NFT. What else can you do with it? Facebook is doing amazing things in technology and the primary things, the textures, the eyelid, your mouth movements, your arm movements, the whole thing is going to be amazing. And they're very focused in VR. And I believe that Apple is doing similar things, but they're very focused in their AR. Disney, in another note, is all about this interactive storytelling. How can they get their characters more, connected with their storytelling with their audience? So everyone's focus it's in a little bit more different. And for us, it's all about our user experiences and experimenting new ways to enhance that ownership and what else you could do with it. We want to push the limit, all the way. We really do believe that this is a lifestyle, like Alex has mentioned, people come to DCOM for the lifestyle of being there with the creative. Veve want to create that Veve first for that lifestyle for people who want to really enjoy display their beautiful digital collectible around their digital world and that surrounding.
Maybe they're Chuck Keys.
Oh yeah, Chucky's amazing. I'm gonna be posting my story on Chucky soon on my Instagram. Some of you might know, I took my son now to Disneyland. He didn't have to buy a ticket. That's the beauty of it. He was in a lot of our photos, so I'll be sharing that coming up. A lot of fun. And this is what I'm talking about. Once you see it, you'll know it's about the storytelling. There's things that in life, those characters that it's important. That they are not there, but they are there, and they can be part of that storytelling and start a conversation. And I always believe that if a picture can allow you to communicate with one and another, it's going to be a very powerful tool. And that's what we want to make Veve into, something that is a lifestyle, it communicates, it opens up conversations wherever you are.
Hey, David, what did the waitress say to you when we had a high chair at the table at lunch?
You mean I asked for the high chair?
Mm-hmm.
I think I asked for the high chair, and she go, I thought you guys only have 6 or 7 people. And she didn't see any kids around. And I said, oh, it's coming. So she went to get it. She went to get the high chair. And yeah, I think she freaked out a little bit, right? I think you witnessed that. But she loved it. She loved it in a way. It's not there.
That turned things around. She was kind of grouchy, and that turned things around. As soon as she saw your kid, she realized, okay, yeah, okay, I get what's going on here.
Chucky the peacemaker.
Yeah, but there's amazing, you guys have to check out the Instagram story coming up. Yeah, it's good fun.
Hey, looking forward to that, David. We'll also send you the instructions for the iMovie, so you can make a movie out of it.
Yes.
I'll send you a quick note on that. It's quite easy.
Yeah. And you, I take it everyone will make it back home safely. I did hear one of person that joined our group was quite sick. Was it? Or possibly
we had a couple of people. Fam Bam myself, Darian, Omi-Wan Kenobi, the whole VV crew. I think there was some COVID spread everywhere. So hopefully everyone else is safe. But yes, that's kind of the byproduct of how we hang out, apparently.
Yeah.
Too much hugging and kissing.
Yeah. Oh, well, please get well soon. Yeah. I haven't tested. I should really do a red test to see if I did get it.
Yeah, just to be safe, I would do a rapid test. And Callie, apparently you were surrounded by the fog and you didn't get sick, right?
Yeah, but I've kind of been lucky like that through this whole 2 past years. I mean, last night I went to a rave and I still feel great. Not to say that I couldn't get it, but I got it once in the very beginning in 2020 in February, and I never got it again after that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you probably got a super great immune system. That's why. Yeah. Amazing. Yeah.
I wanted to say hi to Clint because he's got his hand up patiently waiting.
Oh, thank you. Mr. Yu, I just wanted to say thank you for everything for ZCon. I know you probably got a lot of it, but I did have a question. This is for me personally, because at the end of the year, I always wind down, reflect on the entire year. I don't expect everyone else to do that, but I would love to hear because 2022 has been an amazing journey. It's going to be my first year in BV and everything from VV Golden Logo to all the events. It's been amazing.
Hey,
Thank
they
you.
get rugged?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
okay.
can hear him. I think it might be MC1.
Yeah, I can. That's all right. Keep going.
Oh,
You want to drop
but
it down? I'll bring you back up, MC.
Sounds great. We'll do.
So I just wanted to ask Mr. Yu, as far as going into 2023, it sounds like a lot of it's going to definitely be user based and experiences, and you're going to push as much to the limit. Is there any nuggets or anything that you can share on as far as any type of things to look forward to, especially IRL events moving January forward?
You mean physical shows or in the app or both?
Both, sir.
Yeah, we're still planning out the 223 roadshow. How we're gonna do it and which region we're gonna stop by, and we are still gonna work with. We haven't had our post meeting with Decom yet, just to see, if we should be the primary sponsor or we should let someone else to have a go to be a sponsor and we still be part of it. So we still to discuss that. We're still in the early stage of that. And we're also discussing with we'll be discussing with Marvel to see same thing if we should be the primary partner or in their booth for 2023, or they want to give that opportunity with another program they're running. So it will, depending on the physical show, will be depending on if we get both of those sponsorship partnership align. If not, we will still participate, just to what extent and how we do it. And also we are looking at different regions. I mean, I get hit up by all the European region and the Canadian regions. Just this morning we had fans message me about Toronto, and just I just want everyone to know I do have one more show, but it's pretty much a solid trip to Singapore. Couple of things why. Ecomi is a Singapore-based company, so I do need to go there to do our day-to-day business, tidy up the end of the year accounts and orders, what have you not. That's one. And it just happens to be the Comic-Con Singapore there. I am meeting up with a few region-based artists there. We want to onboard some new artists, so I do want to see them. So I'm going to be heading around Singapore. If there are Singapore crowds or Fifi fans out there, please let me know if you want to meet up for a drink or at Comic Con. There are a couple other things in Singapore that we trying to understand is that the Southeast Asia market, it is actually our top. If you're taking European countries region out, Singapore is actually one of our top performance country and around that region. So we really want to look at how we can get more engaged there. Now, couple reasons. It's very close flight from Hong Kong, China, Taiwan, Korea, Japan. For Thailand, all the people around the Asian region, Singapore always being a very good hub there. We are going to see if we could do more. Other events, we've been invited to be part of the Web Summit multiple times. I did talk to Dan last week. Web Summit is a major event in Portugal. And some of the other events that organization run, they really want veve to be part of that journey and on stage telling our story. So we're hoping we could do some of those events. Those are more tech events, and that will be up predominantly in Europe. Other things that inside the veve, Dan had mentioned, we are aiming for end of Q1, beginning of Q2 for the veve Home. We are going to roll out the initial beta test just to make sure that it's all going to go in plan. Other major things is obviously we talked about the other pillars in veve is sports and music. And we probably will look at announcing some of the partnership that we have for music and sports in coming months. And, we really want to capture new audience and new categories. So that's going to be a major one. We are going to do our AMA for the month of November and December. It's probably going to look like it's going to combine together. I haven't told Alex yet. I'm just looking at it. It's like the 27th in New Zealand already. And this week I'm going to be fully chocker. So I'm going to be hard pressed to do an update by the end of this month. So it's likely going to be a December, November, probably combined together. And we'll probably push it out the first week of December for AMA. We do have a couple small announcements we want to give in that. And obviously that will cover the whole DesignerCon Anaheim recaps and that. And other things that's from Q2 onwards, I probably can't say anything because Dan doesn't like me to give time out because we always feel we're under pressure. And what's going to happen next year is really about when the product is ready, we're going to push it out rather than we announce something, a feature, and then everyone's fudding us on, we don't keep to our time. We just want to make sure that, we bring out a great product. And Dan's always about emphasize on, he wants to deliver great products to the audience first.
Hey, David, somebody was asking me about, veve's size of veve and stuff. And I said, the way I see veve, it's at least $5 billion, 5 businesses that are at least $1 billion each. One is collectibles, another one is art, another one is the Veveverse, another one is sports and music. And then I had one more, David, which was physical toys.
Yeah.
You didn't mention that, David?
Yes.
Can you comment on physical toys?
We probably going to go beyond just physical toys for 2023. We already have been starting to work on. I won't able to say what we're working on. We're working with toy companies out there to do these, a digital program. That's one. We are going to also do you guys have seen the Infinity object that we have now partnered up with them. The idea is that you could start displaying some of your digital collectibles from veve onto a digital frame. You can purchase a frame with the image inside rotating. We are working with other ways, hopefully ways for you to view the collectible on your TV. So that's happening. We're just in early stage negotiation and working out how the technology will allow that to happen. You know, we really believe that there's a pocket of audience out there is very into the physical, and to bring them into the digital world, we really need to show them or bring out a compelling product that will allow them to come into it. Whether if it's artwork, whether if it's comic, whether it's toys, we are working towards that goal. How can we have that physical product to marry up with the digitals?
Oh, that's amazing, David. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
David, I have a question. I'm hearing things about sports and music, but is there anything in the works for film? Could we potentially have like movie premieres in the Viviverse and Q&As with the actors and directors or something like that?
We have reached out to our studios that we work with and given them some idea. We done the demo with them, so that they kind of got an idea where they could take this into. I guess they just need to be comfortable with it, and also, right now a lot of them still do their live streaming or the video AMA through, the normal Zoom or in real life. So we'll look at it. We'll see if we can stream it or broadcast it. That's probably what we'll to start with. But for them to run a live AMA or Q&A inside Fifiverse to start with could be a big ask for them. But certainly, I would not say no to that. So we'll see. I mean, let's wait and see what we have got coming for the music as well.
Okay, thank you.
David, I got back from DCon, and the first thing I did was put on Ready Player One that evening.
Yeah.
And just watch it again, just to connect the dots and process all the information I got about the Viviverse and all the excitement, and kind of see where I think we're headed. Was that an inspiration for you watching that movie? What did you think?
Yeah, I mean, quite often Dan does refer to the Ready Player One movie, and we're certainly getting closer and closer every day as as the world progressed, the technology, the streaming, and you guys will have seen the Unreal, the new engine that's just amazing. The photorealism, the whole thing. And the broadband's allowing us to do that now. We're definitely much, much closer than we'll like to. And I think company like Meta and Google, all these major multinationals, are definitely trying to get there. But I don't really think, like Dan had mentioned, we don't think one company will own that space fully. Same as the way how Android and Apple works now. I mean, there's two operating system, and I believe while Huawei, the Chinese phone makers, they got their own operating system and it works as well, and we'll probably see more. I mean, I saw Elon announce if Apple and Google did ban Twitter from their app store, he has to build a phone. If he did build a phone, he will have to have an operating system and to run that. So we'll see more and more competition, and these are healthy competition, and because these give us the choice to leverage around. So no one player will own the space fully.
Yeah, it's so dope. And Ready Player One is the dream. I think we all have. I'm looking at Metaverse's Life's videos. That VV500, the one he did, was so dope.
Oh yeah,
and it was awesome. And then to hear the VV anthem at the beginning, and then see like DeLorean and the physical collectibles, the Todds, all that stuff. It was pretty awesome.
I was really just looking at the Chucky in the video the whole time. I just keep putting my finger back and playing that 40 times.
Of course you were.
Yeah. I was going, how did he get in there?
I had to make sure your son was included in some way, David.
That was so good. Yeah. That was amazing video. Thanks for putting that out.
Thank you. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, so good.
How did you make that metaverse life? I know you don't want to share all your secret sauce, but I mean, I'm guessing you did the video first and then overlaid the different layers. But what's your process? How do you make something like that?
This one was super fun. I'll be showing some behind the scenes later, but at first I was trying to just take an RC car and attach my phone to it and drive it around the house. But it turns out I'm not that great at steering an RC car. So I ended up just hand pushing the car around with the phone until I got the video. The track was laid with a bunch of like physical collectibles and comics, and then just added all of the digital collectibles in afterwards using After Effects and Cinema 4D.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, it was a blast.
And by the Disney trip, you were there on Monday. Sounds like we could get some future videos.
Yeah, definitely. We'll be featuring some of the VV fam in that. That trip was so much fun. It was great to hang out with all of you.
So much life.
It was funny because you got off the water ride. I saw your video and saw how wet you got. And then when I got off, I didn't recognize who you were because your hair was just like slopping down wet. And I'm like, who's this guy in there at party? Is this like someone? So I thought you were Legal Dave's like kid or something. And then your hair dried.
I'll take it. No, I tuck away this mane under my ball cap every day.
That video is like probably my favorite video of the entire weekend. I can't look at it without nearly crying, if not crying, every single time. It's so good. It's so good. Because I was in the back, as any smart person would be. And so I didn't realize how extremely wet you got. Like you had a whole wave, and to see it hit you from your view was so good. Oh my God.
There's a
I
point where you
was
see. Go ahead, Silicon.
No, I was going to say I was in between the two of you guys, and I could still
Sanjay.
hear you after it got into the water.
Yeah. You can see the point in the video where my girlfriend's like, "Oh, this is fun. Oh, this isn't fun." And then Sanjay, just you like closing your mouth and your eyes to make sure you didn't get sprayed. Oh, it's so good.
So David, we got like 4 angles on our log ride. And so someone's requesting your video angle and we're going to try to make a montage. Did you take a video of that log ride going down?
Yes, I did. I have to send it through. We were very lucky on our one. We had Fifi Meister right on the front.
Oh,
you know how
he took
big
all
he
the
is,
heartache.
right? Yeah, he took it for the team.
He took it all. He took it all.
Yeah. And I think someone told him he needs to sit a little bit more forward and make sure he leans forward a little bit to balance it.
My
So
bad.
he did.
My bad. He was going to sit in the second row, and I asked him to sit in the front row because typically on these water rides you
You're
want
so
the
smart.
weight
so
in the
smart.
front of the boat. So
Yeah,
That was
so good.
That was the one thing I did. So Friday when I went, I was with a first timer, and I play that up as much as possible. And I'm like, oh yeah, you've never been on this ride. You should sit in the front. And it was the same exact thing as Metaverse Life. It was a wave. A wave hit him, and I was like, oops, not
That was so
sorry.
good. Oh, it was so fun. It was a great trip. That I think I went on 4 rides was first time for me, so that was good. Thanks for organizing that. Yeah, it was very well organized.
Yeah, and we got to sit next to each other on Rise of the Resistance, and that's an amazing
So
ride.
good.
It's just like the experience is just so good. Like, I mean, what are your thoughts on that ride, David?
Yeah, love it. Yeah, that was very, very fun. My highlight had to be, well, Resistance good. My highlight had to be the Magic Mountain. That was amazing.
Wait, which one?
The one that we went in as a star. It's like a roller coaster
Oh,
coming down.
Space Mountain.
Yeah, Space Mountain. That's
Oh,
the one.
Space Mountain. Had you not been on that before?
I don't think so. Yeah.
Oh my God. I can't believe there were so many rides you hadn't been on. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you got to do more of them.
Yeah. We did. We're very, very extremely lucky to be comped by Disney. Last time we went to Disney, and predominantly we went to visit all the things that you cannot go on or you never see it. Visiting the Club 33s, some of the other hotels that they have inside the Disney park, Walt's apartment, a lot of the behind the scene things that people normally not going to able to see and experience that. And we did experience other things, not every single ride.
Yeah, that's epic. Some of the stuff you got to do is stuff that nobody will ever get to do in their life, and I understand as a huge fan. Yeah, I've not yet done Walt's apartment, but that's one of the most amazing experiences you can get at Disneyland for sure.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And my wish, David, if we could make those rides NFTs in the VVverse, and instead of just getting that photo you get a video of you on the whole ride. Wouldn't that be dope?
Yeah, definitely. I did tell Dan, and by the way, this is not confirmed. I did tell Dan that wouldn't it be amazing if we could build a veve ride or park experiment where people can look at all the rides happening from your AR view or on your desktop, but when you put on the VR, you're part of that ride. It'd just be amazing to do that.
Definitely, and the dreaming is big. When Kozak got up on stage and said that veve, working with veve has inspired him. This new palette he's got. You got Jermaine Rogers saying the same thing. These amazing independent artists kind of coming out and saying that veve's inspired them. I mean, I think that's pretty amazing to hear that this is their new go-to platform.
Yeah, I mean a lot of these artists that on veve or coming on veve, they are some Frank and Jermaine Rogers. And even Ron English was there on Friday night. If you were there Friday, these are the OG. They are the original artists. If you think of Comic Con, if you remember Comic Con like 15, 20 years ago, it used to be artists going to these shows and they would draw things. So it wasn't like the Comic Con that you know of today. Comic Con started by these artists like Ron, Jermaine, Frank Kozak. They will go to these cons and they will release their toys and draw for audience and put on shows. And the Comic Con that we all know of today has become, like the blockbuster with film release, with actors, actresses coming up, and panels. So it's very different. These are the OGs. It's really good to see now they have a new platform and a new audience that they never experiment before, and it's reaching all around the world. I was just looking at during the Decon release weekend, the spread of audience that we have around the world. Most you guys would know most of the NFT was actually purchased all around the world. It wasn't just the fans that were at our stand buying them. I was able to see data from across every part. Like I say, from Singapore, Hong Kong, New Zealand, Australia, there were people participating in decom releases while we're in physical in Anaheim. The whole world's connecting together through the app.
That's amazing.
Hey, David, I wanted to chime in on that and just let you know that the love that the Vivi fam got from these artists was unbelievable. I mean, these are very big artists, but they were so humble, so simple, and they took the time. Like Jermaine, when the Vivi fam went to Jermaine's booth, like he just literally walked away and he spent like 25, 30 minutes. I know Brian's an artist, Brian Morris here, and literally for 30 minutes he was talking to us. He took pictures with us, and he just told the Vivi fam, please pick up some stuff from here and I'll sign it for you. And he didn't even charge for it. It was just, and, even, Frank Kozik, he was just amazing. The amount of time that he took to just talk to all of us. And then Mumbat and Alison Bamcat, she came out to the event. She was just hanging with us, and Tara McPherson. David, it's unbelievable. I wanted you to have that feedback from us that they were just unbelievably gracious and nice to us.
Thank you. Part of my job, and I wish I had more time. I do have to admit, the time slot was very, very, very tight for me to step away. The time I had away was going out to sign up new artists, to explain to them what we do, and it's very important that the fans also give great feedback to the artists and make them feel welcome, because this is extremely new for them. It's similar to the comic artists. A lot of them used to draw things by hand. Now everything's done through digital. Now they have a new platform that they can publish their digital work into. It's amazing. But it is important, Vivi fans, just to remember that please give the same type of warm welcome to the artists as you do to other fans and part of Vivi. I was very, very lucky, by the way, to meet couple of artists that really inspire me and who I really wanted to meet. One with Shepard Fairey. I was very lucky that Decon organizer managed to push me right to the front to meet with Shepard Fairey. Another amazing OG street artist out there. Another one I got to meet in person, thanks to Hugo, was Lawrence High. Many of you guys probably don't know these artists, but they are very important in the field they're in. One other one is one of my favorite, and I was so lucky to manage to caught up with Luke Chu. A lot of you probably don't know who Luke Chu is. He has his work already in Vivi. Luke Chu is probably one of the most amazing artists out there. In the art world, he's extremely popular. I mean, there was endless amount of lines and people going up to get him to sign things. So I think in the coming months, definitely for 2023, we're going to start promoting the artists and talk about what they do, why they are so important. And I think another one that I don't want to leave out was London Police, who had their artwork yesterday. The one of one sold for, I think, $11,500. Absolutely amazing. If you follow London Police, you should check out the mural they do around the world. And please keep in mind, just so you understand who and the caliber of this crowd, the London Police only sell their work. Almost every single work only goes to celebrities. So all the major celebrity in the film industry, actor, actresses, they are the people who hold their artwork. In the art world, it's about who owns the artwork, who's holding it. A lot of artists select where the artwork go to because they don't want the artwork to be easily flipped. And London Police was so kind that they released a series of print on canvas on one of the whole. I can't remember what number they're on. There's 2,000 something further from the back of Vivi. That London Police is one of the hottest up and coming artists. I mean, they have collab 15 years ago with Shepherd Fury. Uh, Kai and Sunny, they have collabs with them 10, 15 years ago. They have collab with all type of street artists out there. And they have built their whole career in this, and we're so lucky to have them on veve. I mean, all the top artists. I wouldn't want to drop names or all the collectors out there, but their work is very, very hard to get hold of. And we're so happy for them to come to veve. And hopefully next year, 2023, we will have a series of artwork that will be coming out. And I think we also have some of pieces that's been in the works or being finished from Patrick Hugh. I think last Decon in London, we announced some more works that will be coming out. So hopefully in Q1 23, we'll see them coming out.
Wow.
Can I ask a question for the VV fam?
Yep. How about you next, Magic? And then Akil has his hand up as well, and Naomi one.
Okay, so this one is interesting because this is somebody that's going to be in Singapore. So they're hoping to meet you on either the 10th or 11th. Are you able to somehow share a little bit of your schedule so that they would be able to see you there?
Yeah, 10, 11 is Saturday and Sunday. Oh, yeah, so both days is the Comic-Con. So I will be going around Comic-Con there. I am going to try to work out where we should do a meetup drink or whether inside Comic-Con or outside. Yeah, but definitely, send me a message.
That's awesome.
But people been saying they can't send me message because I'm blocked or something. Or
I don't think unless they're friends with you, they can send you a message. Maybe.
Unless you follow them back.
Yeah, you have to know. Well, you have to open your DMs, David. You do actually have to go into your settings and then allow.
That's a rabbit hole.
Yeah, I would start with me. You got to start following me, David, and then go through the speaker list here.
And also follow me as well. I'd like to volunteer to be followed.
Yeah. Okay. I might do that. Or
I'm happy to help coordinate though. If
yeah,
there's somebody that's looking to I'm happy to help coordinate. If there's somebody that's looking to meet up with you.
I just need to be honest, is that my Instagram have over 3,000 messages. I couldn't even read them. My LinkedIn have like 2,500. It's just impossible.
It's impossible. You would need a full-time person to respond to all your messages. It's impossible.
VV Magic's willing to jump in and help you out.
Yeah, if you could, I'd love to meet up with, and I'm sure we just need to coordinate with couple Singapore audience, and they basically everyone can reach out to them, and we do
that'd be
something.
Awesome for people to be able to
I do have to say, Singapore, there are tens of thousands of accounts there, because I can see how many account comes from Singapore. So Singapore is definitely. I like to say very, very active for the Asian region.
Well, thanks, David. Number one, the police, those London police guys, they sang that song magically, so that was awesome. Great to finally connect with you. So I guess my question is what's next in terms of the promotion of the veve app and in terms of getting non-collectors and non-traditional crypto folks engaged and onboarded? I mean, obviously, there's got to be a next level.
Yeah. So in Q1, we're going to re-engineer the onboarding process. A lot of you probably know, well, if you want to buy a collectible, you don't really want to share your passport or your ID with us to do the KYC, which you do right now because we're under the New Zealand jurisdiction. We are shifting and we're balancing that a lot more in Q1. And hopefully around mid-Jan or end of January, the new onboarding process is going to be rolled out. We have hired a head of growth. We have hired new product managers, and these these guys are basically job is to re-engage with veve users out there to come back in. We have a lot of active accounts that have gems or collectibles in it, and those users hasn't on board into KYC, and must be reasons why they haven't done it. So we're going to try to remarket to get these audience back in first, and then in end of Jan, February, in Q1, basically we'll start doing the mass marketing, and we will be announcing new brand partnerships that hopefully will drive and engage more users with that. Some of the brands that we'll be announcing or partner with are very large audience base, very, very large.
How large?
Yeah, very large. Very. I mean, yeah, pretty big. I mean, some of the Instagram have to be 50, 70 million followers at least.
See, now you're going to send me down a rabbit hole, David. Now you're going to send me down a rabbit hole. But I appreciate you, and thanks for the little treasure that you left for us when you said Singapore next. So yeah. I love seeing that. I was like Singapore. Wait a second, he's in New Zealand.
Yeah. I didn't know how far Singapore was from New Zealand, but yeah, I'm committed to it. So I'll be going there. Yeah. It's going to be good, and that will be basically the last physical meetup, and then obviously we're mid-December by then, and January's just another 10 weeks around the corner from now, so we've got a lot of work on it. No holiday this season for us again, so looking forward to the massive rollout next year.
David, when is the next event veve's attending in America?
We are working out this deal. Probably on this Thursday, Friday coming up next week, I will be aligning with the team and plotting in all the shows. I have started to see people reaching out from Paris, from France, from Germany, from Canada. We just want to make sure that we are doing the right thing. And once again, we still have not had the post meeting with DCon and also Comic-Con. Once we have this post meeting with them, we'll evaluate what we're going to do next year.
Okay.
So I know, David, you're super busy, so I just wanted to limit it to one more question, and we'll leave that to on my way to fill your bags, and then we'll let you run.
Cool. Thank you.
Unless you just want to stay and hang out with us, it's your choice, David.
Yeah, well, I'll definitely stay and listen. A couple more questions won't hurt.
Hey, David, how are you? I hope you had a good trip back. I know it's been a hectic week since DCon.
Thank you.
But a few things I just wanted to touch on. The Discord community has been asking every day, 2-3 times a day, by different people, what your plans are for Singapore. So once you do button those down, it'll be greatly appreciated if it can be spread out throughout the community, because Discord has been
okay
to you.
Yeah. So for Singapore, I will be there on both of the day, on Saturday and Sunday. So to be honest, I haven't really. Alex that hit me up. Alex said, "Do you need me to buy a ticket to get to Singapore?" And I say to him, "No, there's no need for it. It is going to be a solo one. Idea is to get the community and understanding what the size it is there. And we're probably going to do a drink or easy buy food either on Saturday or Sunday night on I believe it's the 10th and the 11th. So I will make myself and have no schedules for those 2 evenings. I will be at the show on both of the days. I will be wearing my veve t-shirts. And hopefully we'll catch up with someone. And Phoebe Magic, if you do connect with a couple of the guys there, I'd be happy to. If you can get the email down,
Sure.
I certainly will email them and try to get them to help organize a community meetup there.
Yeah, sounds great. I know of 2 people for sure that are going to be there, so I will get with them and get back to you.
Yeah, and a lot of our artists will be there as well. Even Tokidoki will be there in person. Simone will be at the show, and I do believe there's a lot of other artists that will be there as well.
So I just got one last question for you, David. I know early 2021 we spoke about possible museums, and you mentioned that it might be a little difficult to get all the licensors to agree to hosting a museum, even though just doing a Matterport wouldn't be suffice to get that 3D plot. Any updates on that?
Yeah, we are going to be, without giving too much promise away, we are working with licensors to build their own museums or their own, what we call their showroom or their hub. We haven't come with the official name, what we're going to call these are, but we are working to be rolling out, hopefully in Q1, end of Q1, you'll see the first type of museum for brands in the veve app. It could be beginning of Q2. I don't want to promise anything because we are going back and forth on the design concept, how it's going to look, and the granular and what collectible is going to be showcased in there, and what's all about, and so on. It's very likely it's going to be multiple hubs for each of the brands. It will not be one brand fits it all. veve might. It's likely the veve City will have the veve Museum where all the artist brand will all be collected in one place, because we're not going to be building one for every artist that's been represented in veve. So there could be just one for all the artwork and the independent artists.
I appreciate the feedback. Thank you.
Yeah, we're still recovering, David. We're still processing everything, and I'm just saying I'm more excited than ever about what veve's up to, and realize that there is a lag from what you guys can show us to what when you guys announce it to what you're actually working on now.
Yeah.
I'm hoping Apple someday does this AR thing. When AR really takes off, how do you see? I'm going to ask a couple more questions here because this is my personal. I really wish this to happen someday, where I can put on those AR glasses and see my Todds, my 52 Todds in the backyard or whatever, and go flex some stuff in front of my house, right? Or share with my friends.
Yeah, I'm very extremely bullish on AR, because I really do believe it's a very simple. I mean, people who don't want to put a VR headset on, they can easily put an AR glasses on or through the mobile. It's just so handy on it. And the beauty about the AR is if you're on a tablet, 10, 20 people can be surrounded around you. Your whole family can see through that lens, and that projection coming out from it. So AR is definitely going to be very widely adopted, hopefully, in the next couple of years. And I do believe that Apple one day will bring out their AR glasses. And I have seen Ray-Ban. Myself and Dan, we've been to enough consumer shows. We have seen AR glasses out there, and they are just going to continue to improve from here onwards. But and we also seen that very bullish on VR as well. I mean, you've seen the Oculus 2 that we had at the DCon. When you put it on, it just brings you that immerse experience through that whole veve showroom and into a different level. What we projected onto the screen when you put on the VR set is completely different again, because you really do feel you inside. So for those of you who did manage to try on, the quality is only just going to get better from here.
David, is the video game that's coming out, is that going to be in VR?
The video game will not be in VR. The video game is going to, I do believe it's going to be on, I think it's going to be on one of the, straight away it's going to be in one of the app store. I can't remember which one. And also on desktop as well. It is very fun. Unfortunately, we couldn't get it projected onto our big screen and also have the sound on. The music, the sound of the game makes it even better. It does make that whole game very fun. And you will continue to see more games that we were going to be announcing in the coming year. That veve is involved, or ecomi or omi is involved. It's got some sort of utility burning or play to earn type of structure, and that's always been part of the goal of the ecomi project, is that we want more and more projects out there and utilities out there that utilize omi wherever we can. So yes, stay put on that. And we're just going to try out the first few games, see how they go. And a couple other things behind that is we want to see if we can start bringing out these gaming brands onto veve, if they eventually get enough traction and they become very popular, that people will want to see these characters in veve as well. And we are also talking to the developer to make them player versus player. A lot of them like to see the type of Street Fighter style of combat games. We're going to start to see if we can have these type of game develop out there as well. But the idea of these games is you can play them under an hour. And I believe the Tengoku game, so far, it has a 40 or 50-minute gameplay. If you play it in the I think the easy level. I think if it's hard level, it goes a bit longer. And that type of time is what we want to do right now, and then we're going to stretch it out to other fields as well. But saying that, veve is working with other gaming partners, already established AAA studios, to bring out digital collectible NFTs onto veve as well. So the gaming, when I talk about gaming, it's not just the games at Tengoku. It's much more. It's with other publishing companies out there, which we really cannot mention. We're in a very tight NDA at the moment. So that will be announcing 2023.
Hey, David, that's awesome. I just wanted to shout out the community as well. It just blew me away. Metaverse Life and crew that shot films, Comics and Crypto and Life that shot the films, veve Magic, who kind of showed us, literally managed everything for us and took us around Disney. veve Fam Bam and Leslie, who kind of put together that after party. This like invaluable people. David, would love to hear your thoughts on the veve community and, relative to when you started the company, what you thought that community will be versus what it is now.
Yeah. I mean, and I think it was only when myself and Dan got back, even a day and a ago, we were talking about or doing a staff interview, possibly onboarding a new staff and just sharing our vision with this person. When we first started, we looked at each other in the kitchen table before the app went live, and we basically fingers crossed that hopefully someone's going to buy a Batman black and white. And I did remember reading the first few comment came through social, and one of the comment was, "Why are these Batman black and white color?" And the series was called Batman Black and White Series 1. So a lot of people didn't actually know what we were doing, why we were producing things. We kind of knew that, like I said before, if the pictures that you post goes viral and created a topic and people will talk about, we could be onto something, a winner. I always really believe that digital collectible was always going to take off, because the amount of money that the new audience, the new kids today, spend on games like Fortnite or Roblox, they knew they understand digital asset, the importance of the digital asset so well. And then there's another audience that, like yourself, like myself, they understand digital asset, but in a different way. I mean, I think I think even with Fifi, we went through a stage where our Twitter account didn't have a blue tick, and a lot of people go, well, you need to get the blue tick verification, and why so important? It's not physical blue tick; it's a digital blue tick, and that intangible of blue tick symbolize and allows the company to flex to say, well, we are now an official account. So the importance of digital asset is not just what you could do in a game, but in corporate value, like having a blue tick or these remarks are very, very important. Your LinkedIn profile page is a digital asset. It's basically your living and breathe your CV in there. But one important thing, what myself and Dan thought about, is that there was never an app out there is about fandoms. We go to DCon, you guys been to Comic Con, and you see people dress up at Comic Con as characters, and I have told this story many times. In the Monday, you go back to your normal life, but there's never one app that connects that fandom together, and that's why we built veve in a way, is to have that lifestyle of people who love collecting digital and people who love the superhero and the artists and celebrate them amongst that group. So you can almost envision that veve is an app out there. We don't just function as NFT. We function as a way to tell story, interactive storytelling, and also build that fan base. And we knew if we could build that variety of the fan base and getting all these users together, it's going to create a community. But what we didn't know was the community was going to be like the one that we have today. We definitely didn't envision that the community was going to be so warm, heartfelt. I mean, the amount of gifts that we received, we are super humbled by all the creativity of the people. There's just so much thought they put into, and the message that we get, there's the story that we receive from people who, and a lot of the similar stories that somehow veve or ecomi or omi have one way or another changed the way their lifestyle or changed the way they think, and it has opened up other talents that they never thought they had, and so on. And what we kind of had built is this community of people that stick together and believe in one thing and believe in that lifestyle and believe in the friendships and so on, and just hanging out with every single one of you guys in DCon. And I think a lot of them, I have seen you in every event we have been. There's few of you guys. even in London, we have seen you. It's just so touching, and it's almost like I say, this is like the third place. You either spend your time at school or work, you're at home with your family, and the third place is this veve fan. And this third place is something that a lot of the company in social media and try to create, like TikTok has created what they call the third place. People go there and they do these entertainment dance or jokes or what films that they record for people to be enjoy that entertainment. And veve in a way has created our own content and our own community. It's something we definitely never thought it was going to be this deep. So I want to thank everyone again from the bottom of my heart, and I can speak on behalf of Dan here, is that we just felt so happy to see smiles. It just really, really, really touching. And because of that, and because of you guys, it gives us that energy and the willingness to do more and build more and keep developing this further and further. And the speed that we're trying to get it done and deliver, because we always wanted to see more smiles. We always want to see more things that we can be pushing, and you guys give us the energy to do this.
I love it so much. I'm a big puddle. All
Thank
the
you.
vibes. And I have a couple of people messaging me about Singapore, so I'm gonna.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, they're listening.
Yeah, they're listening right now, so they're excited to meet you, and I just think it's amazing that you guys are able to, travel all over the world to meet the community and family that loves you guys so much, and we sincerely appreciate you guys putting yourselves out there to be as reachable as possible, like you are.
Hey, I have one more question, David.
Yes,
if you don't mind.
That's
David,
no problem.
Working day for you when you're a decon, but as a collector, what did you collect at decon, if you don't mind sharing?
Yeah. Okay. So my trip in California started off, I had a parcel arrive from an artwork I acquired at Comic-Con New York. I think I mentioned to you guys there was an comic artist I love so much, and you almost never had a chance to get his work. It was a gentleman, a comic artist by the name Frank Miller. They wanted to make sure I have arrived California before they sent the artwork. I'm hoping maybe in the just so I let you know, you guys, because Dan's not listening, I will be hopefully be showing it off in the Dan's and Dave's collectible corner in the next AMA. But please don't tell Dan what I'm showing. So it's just gonna put
right now. Dan's getting all the tea after this one. Alex, save him.
And then so that came, and I was also very, very lucky to score, which I will feature also in this coming AMA, a sign by Michael J. Fox, official hoverboard signed by him. So I'll show that off.
Oh,
it's my
man,
second
that's
backup.
epic.
My backup D&D collectible corner, Alex. So don't tell Dan that. So that will be coming. And then what else did I get? I was managed to get the beer bricks I really wanted, signed by Shepard Fairey. I have Luke Chu art print. I picked up a couple of the prints from him. And I also picked up, who was it? Lauren Tai. These are the few that I actually managed to have time to go and purchase. But I tell you, every single gift I got from the fans, from the T-shirts to the signs to the comics, from the fans, the chocolate, the mango, spice mango, they are all my favorites. So for the first time, I actually came back not having to buy a whole lot of things, but still come back with a full bags of treasures and collectibles. And I will be showing them in the next AMA. There's just so many great talents out there. There's so many artworks I've received from just the Fifi art, our Fifi fan artists independently. So they are all collectible in my heart. Some of the t-shirts amazing. Yeah, they're just so fun to have them. Yeah, and I think I got the color variation from Metaverse Live on the Fifi 500. Lots of great t-shirts out there. But you guys will see it all. There's some really incredible work out there. And then the minute I arrived in New Zealand, when I went to the office, there was already a pallet of things arrived from fans as well. I will be able to showcase some of them. Literally a pallet arrived of different things from fans around the world who didn't make it, but they sent their wishes to us. So thank you. Oh, Alex is there. Hi, Alex.
What about that sketch pad?
Oh, yes. We'll be showcasing the sketch pad. So everyone should know this. Next time when you go to a Comic-Con or a D-Con, be prepared to bring a sketch pad because you never know who you're going to meet, who you're going to get a drawing from or you want to get a drawing by. Now, I will be showcasing that in the AMA, the amount of artists that have done these unique one-of-one for me.
I saw you walking around with your sketch pad.
That's amazing, David.
You're
Thank
pretty
you for sharing
serious
that.
about it.
Yeah, I'm very, very protective in my sketch pad. I tried to get one entire pad done, and I was very lucky I managed to use every page out of it. So I was very, very happy. It is for me, and you guys will know, even going to the Disneyland, I kept the tickets because I only knew VV Magic. It was the last. They stopped selling tickets now. They stopped giving physical tickets to Disneyland at Anaheim anyway. So we're very lucky. Few of us managed to get the physical tickets. I kept them all.
I was going to say a few of us. I'm pretty sure you snaked those from everybody. That was awesome. You were like, no, you guys don't understand. Do you realize this is the last physical tickets you'll ever get? Did you want that? Because I'll take it from you.
Yeah. At least I ask and I tell them what it is, right?
It's true. But I was like, dang, this guy's, he's serious. He's real serious.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
And every time if I look at the ticket butts, I will remember this is the last time they had the ticket and the family that came with me be part of this experiment. Now the sketch pad, I'll be showing it in the AMA. Some of the drawings, they were amazing. I managed to get every artist that's on Veve that one. So yeah, it's amazing.
Wow.
Was that the one that Frank Kozik was drawing on, David, in the VV booth?
You are correct. I did ask Frank to do one. He was very unreluctant to do one with all the audience around. He said he needs to be sitting down a little bit more quiet where people not asking him things to do a good drawing. And he did say, bring the sketch pad to the after party. And I did forget. But next morning, he was sitting down early in the morning and drawing away for us. So I'll be showcasing that one. But wasn't his T-shirt amazing?
It was, David.
It turned out amazing.
before you say anything else, that was not a sketch pad. That was a flip chart, man. Like that was a
Yeah,
flip chart. The rest of
it
us, if we show up with a flip chart, I think the only thing we'll be doing on it is doodles of our own.
yeah.
That was
So
cool, David.
so my sketch pad used to be like 15 years ago. It used to be like a A5 size, and slowly every year it just got bigger and bigger. So yeah, it was a flip chart size. Because it just gets bigger and bigger because I want bigger piece. And yeah, yeah, yeah. Next year's hopefully it will be similar. It won't get any more bigger.
That's funny. So at Silicon wants everybody to take that advice from you. If I were you, I would show up with a much smaller sketch pad. More likely, somebody will doodle on it. David, you's
Yeah,
different, man.
yeah. I all the artists I said, do you mind do a small sketch on my sketch pad? And then I pulled this one out. Yeah. Um, it was pretty big. It was good. I thought I wanted some big pieces this time.
That is awesome, man. That is awesome. We'd love to see those pieces, David. Yeah,
Yeah, well,
it'd be
I
great.
definitely will be showing it up. And Alex, make sure that you don't tell Dan what I'm showing off at the D&D collectible corner.
And David, you know what
I
Sanjay got,
will not
right?
commit to that at this time. I will not commit to that at this time.
And David, you know what Sanjay got, right? He got some stuff from Jermaine, some one of ones. Why don't you share what you got, Mr. MC1?
Oh, that's
Can you hear me?
Hey, Sanjay, can you hear Silicone?
Funny thing you ask. I was wondering why is there dead silence there?
Yeah, yeah. He just wants to know what one of ones you got from Jermaine while you were at Decon. I know you might have a hard time hearing him if you want to jump in.
Oh, yeah, I didn't get it, but Jermaine said he would send me a piece. I'm not sure if it's a one of one, but it's a beautiful piece. I shared, my story with Jermaine, and he said, "Look, I have a perfect piece for you." So he's sending me a piece called Frida and Vincent. So it's basically Frida's the self-portrait queen, Vincent van Gogh is the self-portrait king, and he said, "What it was his sort of impression of what would happen when they meet." So Van Gogh's got his head leaning on Frida, and she's got her arm, across his lap in a protective manner. So he's on holiday now for 2 weeks in California. But he said, when he cuts back to Houston, he would send me that piece. He was so nice, man. Like he just told me that at the event, but he followed it up with a text message a couple of days later and asked for my address and stuff to send it. So I'm very grateful, for that as well.
yes. He did show me on the phone what that piece looked like. I do remember. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, that's amazing. But yeah,
Yeah.
and a lot of other artists gave us a lot of other gifts as well. Mumbat, by the way, David, I don't know if you mentioned Mumbat, but she
Yes.
was so nice, man. She, Brian knows her very well. Brian Morris was here listening, and when we went to her booth, she gifted me something as well.
Yeah. She was so nice. She came to our stand to do the signing on the collectible trading cards, and she said, "Dave, after this, if you have a moment, can you pop by?" They had a care package already made for me. Yeah, and I will show it in the AMA once again. Uh, she walked me through her booth. Collectively, she got a lot of independent artists together and basically did this beautiful booth where all the talents were there, drawing and the collabs. It was actually very busy there. I wasn't surprised, but I was so surprised the amount of talent she managed to get all together because there's a lot of work to get all these artists under one banner and work together in one goal. So she did that. Some amazing artwork she's got there. Yeah, she's very fun and just very easy to talk to as well. It's amazing, and yeah, we're definitely going to be bringing her onto veve. We are going to start off with one of one. That will also come in a digital frame and hopefully a print as well as the NFT. And then we'll do a series of her beloved creation of these creatures and characters that she's done for the Momba world.
Some people were saying that the Mumbot world
Oh,
looked a
love it.
lot
That's
like.
amazing.
Some people were saying the Mumbot
I'll
world.
drop Silicon because I can't hear you, so I'll drop and come back in.
All right, come back up, Sanjay. So David, some people were saying that Mumbot world looked a lot like the Viviverse.
Hey guys, I got to
be
drop
this
out
same
too.
engine.
It's a pleasure hanging out for a minute. Great seeing you all again.
Thank you. Yes. Yeah. I mean, her character is definitely, definitely up there. Is what we're part of what we're doing. We are going to be building, coming up more immersed world with artists directly as well. So hopefully, you may see a Gary Baseman world, you may see a Ron English world, you may see a Frank Kozak character world. So, and that's what we're working on.
Looking forward to it.
Very nice. David, how you doing? Are you maxed out?
Yeah, I can do another 5 to 10 minutes. Then I do have a call.
Okay, I just want to check and make sure. I will let a couple other people questions up.
We got My Collectibles just coming on stage. What's up, My Collectibles?
Hey guys, I just popped back, been listening, and David, it's so cool that you're here, and I see Alex down there, and Kaylee, you're over there. I wanted to say hi to you because meeting you at the end of the day Sunday was so amazing. You're so sweet.
Oh, it was great to meet you. I mean, you're the sweetest. That was definitely the highlight for me, was meeting you. I couldn't wait.
No
to meet
way,
you.
that's right back at you, ditto. Hey David,
Yeah.
I wanted to just ask really quick, if you don't mind. So, I was in the space earlier before you joined, and we were just talking about how you guys are like on the floor at the booth at the event. It was my first time coming, right? And I was just sitting back watching you guys work so hard and just being on the floor. And I was saying to other people, all weekend, like, it's amazing to me that you guys are doing that because, I mean, like, you could hire event coordinators and get in, all this kind of stuff, but you guys are like literally doing the event. So I wanted to ask you, like, is it because you love it so much? Is it you're like, I know it's a lot of work, right? So when you're out there on the floor actually doing the schedules, doing the presentations, organizing the booth, is it just because you love it so much, or is that why you do it? Because you guys look like you were having a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, it is very important. And by the way, that's how we work in day to day. We're very hands-on. We want to make sure things are perfect. The Fifi team's a very agile team. If there's any issue, we try to fix things as fast as we can. And the size we are, the way we work, and that's how we do it now. And just keep in mind, I do have over 20 years experience in doing shows. My own retail shop does. It is one of the stands in some of the New Zealand equivalent to the Comic-Con. So I'm very hands-on to make sure that I'm in front of people's face. It is very important in different way. Number one is we get to speak to our audience. This is all our time. We could be spending our time on Twitter. We can be spending time on reply on LinkedIn, whatever email. It is the most important when we're listening to our customer in the forefront, in front of us, talking to us. That to us, it's going to be the best time well spent. So that's what we want to do. And you are right. Most other company, the CEO or the COO will go for 25, 1 hour maximum. They do a speech, they do some clapping, and then they will leave. The amount of investments that we have put into it, we flew all the way in, flying from New Zealand, there, seeing our licensors, every day, every part, every moment is important to us. Without you guys, the audience and the users, the fans, we're not going to have this. So it is, and most important, Dan and myself, we're just so grateful and humble with you guys are turning up and giving us your whole weekend. So it is for us to return that back to you guys.
Yeah, it's awesome. I think everyone can, that's really great to hear. I mean, I think everybody can tell you how much we appreciate seeing you guys, like literally there. I was just watching how you guys are organized. You could tell you've run these events, and I've been in booths like that with the 501st and how much coordination it takes. But it's a joy to be there too. Like it's tiring. So I was just watching, I was hanging out. I was like watching you guys coordinate, organize, and I could tell you're really having a good time. But I think everyone appreciates you're there. I mean, we've
Thank
all
you.
probably said it a lot. We appreciate that you're there. And I know for me personally, it was really cool because there you guys are doing your thing, making the event actually happen, like actually doing the event, not just showing up, like you said. Like it's pretty cool, and I hope that continues. I'm sure. Like, well, if we get really big, are you going to be able to do that? Because
Yeah.
I hope so. That's going to be good.
Yeah, we definitely want to be a lot involved, and it's amazing. We have Alex and the team who's on the ground, living in California to make this magic happen. And huge shout out to Alex for putting that after party together. I do have to admit, we have no idea how to put something out, but but we also wanted to put in an after party for everyone, and there will be a lot of more activities than just standing there. So we had the karaoke, we had the temple bowling, we had the games on the side, and the energy in that room for that evening was just amazing. It was a blast. Yeah, so thanks to Alex again. Everything we wanted was there. The food was good. The drinks were there. And being there with everyone who's so important to us made it even more special.
Hey, David. Yeah, man, big shout out to Alex. Big thank you. I saw, man, how much effort went into that and the next day as well. But hey, I also want to acknowledge Mambat's here. Hey, Mambat, we were just talking about you. If you're in a place where you can talk, feel free to hit the speaker button, come up, say hi to David and the VV fam. But yeah, it's great to see you here in the VV space as well.
Yeah, that like I said, that party was something special. But David, if you ever get too big, I don't think you need to go outside of the Vivi family to find security. Because we got some brothers, literally their brothers,
Yeah.
that are giants. They tower over me, and I'm 6'3". I'm like, yo, these
Did you
guys.
see my photo with the biggest bro? Did you see that photo, guys? Between him and his bro, I looked like I was shrunk down, like digitally. They're
That was
awesome. They're
Sabbath,
so
man.
nice.
That was Sabbath. Sabbath was the big guy.
Yeah, they're the best.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah,
Hey,
and you've seen
David.
the size of VV Meister as well. He was just huge.
Hey, David. Real quick here, Queen Vivi. We know the holidays are coming around the corner. Is there going to be anything special coming up this Christmas? 12 days, or hopefully not the spinny wheel again, but maybe some people might want that
Yeah,
back.
yeah, we definitely be announcing that at the next AMA. And Alex, I did tell the audience because we're so close to the end of the month, we might try to squeeze the November and December and do a major highlight for the AMA. So we're not having to do one cross. Yeah, and then we'll try to put in the what's happening in Christmas coming up and give people some ideas what we're doing. Yeah, definitely. Thanks for reminding us on that.
No, thank you.
Can we go to, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but Adriel? Hello, you have the stage.
You're on mute. All right, we'll get him when he comes back.
Yeah.
But yeah, David, it was amazing hanging out at Disneyland. Surreal, and lots of fun. And the whole VV fam, I was on a high the whole week. Up and still on a high from the energy level of the VV family. And I love the talk that they did at DesignerCon, talking about how VV's really making such a huge impact. So I mean, it's just we're all excited. We're all still camped outside the VV verse, but now we got to peek through the curtain and understand what it looks like. So we're just
Yeah.
even more hyped up.
Thank you. Yeah, and as I say, that's just the first peak of it. Uh, Dan and the team's working tirelessly to refine that experience for you guys to have, great time in it. So fingers crossed. We hope to showcase, roll it out on the beta test end of Q1 next year.
Sign me up. So I'll jump in and beta test with you guys. I got a headset. Let's go.
Yes.
And how's all that traveling? You guys travel quite a bit, right? So how do you balance out that travel and the work? Even at Disneyland, I saw you working.
Yeah. Yeah. We're just full of email in the inbox right now. So yeah, the next week between now and Singapore is going to be a pretty full-on week for me. I got a lot of report to deliver. It is the end of the month. A lot of auditing and counting all the beams. If Alex is there, he knows. I've been messaging him to get receipts to make sure we file everything correctly. We just want to make sure that we cross on the lines on the dots perfectly. Everything we do here needs to be articulated beautifully. The health of the business is very important. Understanding where we are constantly, and most important, our license partners wants to make sure they're being informed what's happening. And these physical shows are very difficult to do because it does take a lot of your time out on it, and the preparation on it. There's a lot more work than it seems behind the picture on how to coordinate all these drops perfectly sync in time, and all the marketings and all the write up, the copies. It's a lot of work. And yeah, if you one of the Fifi staff and listening in, you'll know how much work it goes into for these to happen.
Yeah, I just remember the first time I got on Vivi and all the challenges we had, and we've come such a long way, right?
Yes.
The market wasn't even open. It was open for a couple of days when I joined, and then it was shut down, right? So, yeah, it just feels like such an amazing Vivi now, and then to see the Vivi verse. Yeah, we're just excited. I appreciate you coming up, David. I know you're working hard. Make sure to take some time for R&R. When I got back, I took a nice bubble bath and chilled out, and just recharged. And like I said, watch Ready Player One, and just got myself amped up. So
yeah, I might have to watch it tonight.
Yeah,
now you talking about it.
Yeah, watch it tonight.
Yeah.
And like that. To me, I see Vivi everywhere in that movie, and I felt like he kind of trolled us a little bit with certain collectibles. Okay, let's get the DeLorean. All right, let's get the T-Rex. I'm like, I see it in the movie. All these different things. So
yeah.
It's epic, and apparently Ready Player Two's pretty awesome as well.
Did somebody say Ready Player Me?
Ready Player One, the movie?
Oh, not Ready Player Me. Okay.
No, I mean Ready Player Me is going to be in the VV verse already. That's been verified, right? So
yeah, you definitely can use the avatar from what you generate in Ready Player Me into Viviverse. And I think there's a couple other one that will be announcing, or maybe Dan has already announced that you could use that will be easily able to be brought into it.
Oh, like spatial?
Yeah, I can't remember which one we decided, but there's definitely one or two other one that will be announcing or be coming out.
Yeah, I mean, eventually, the way I see it is, you'll be able to go get your face scanned in high res, and then boom, you're in the Viviverse using your
Yes,
face or using your avatar, right?
yes.
So yeah,
Yeah, Alex is listening, is he? Is he
he's
coming
listening.
up?
I invited him up, and I'm sure he's just enjoying his beautiful, Saturday night here.
You want him to put on earmuffs, David? Should we get him to put some earmuffs while you tell us a few more
Nah,
things?
he's so good. He's probably just chilling. It has been a long month. I do have to admit. Yeah, definitely up there.
Hey, so David, when you get home, like, okay, so I got home from this event, and like I'm on a high, right?
Yep.
Because it was so great. And then you're by yourself, I don't know how you traveled home, but I was flying home alone. And it gave me a chance to kind of like think about things. I got back home, and when you get home, like, what do you like? What goes through your mind every time you see one of these events? It looks like they keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And
Yeah.
what do you feel like? Just you personally, like, how do you feel like about when you see something like that at Decon? Because I know the one before, the year before, was quite a bit smaller, and you guys have just grown so much. Like, how does it? When you get home, do you just like sit there and sit on the couch and go like, "Whoa, like, this is getting big. This is getting great."
Uh, the honest truth is, the minute I got home, I was already in Zoom meetings, and I believe we had a new, we had internal meetings, we had a licensor meeting. It was so nice to have some of the licensors congratulate on the event for us. Some of them been following on social, and we giving them some recap what's happened and what to expect coming up. It's I did caught up with Dan, not last night, the night before, for a small gathering, and we had a couple. Wasn't even a lot of drinks. So had a glass of wine and basically just went through everything and just shared the experience we had with the fans, and talk about the rollout next year, and start discussing the physical events planning next year. What show we're going, what month. It's pretty much a full on day work. I mean, I think I landed about Dan landed at 5 a.m. He's already at work. I landed about 9 a.m. We flew in different flights, because we thought we better not. We better start flying separately just in case something did happen. And it was pretty much a full day work for me. I didn't feel as much jet lag as I used to, because then I realized I was only 3 hours behind LA time, but I'm like a day ahead of Los LA anyway. So I felt energized. And I think you guys are on the Thanksgiving weekend this weekend, which is good because I get a lot less email. I can see my email drop. Instead of getting 500 emails, I probably only got 50, and they all just spam mails. So it's really good when the US is on a holiday. I get to really catch up with my work. And tomorrow's going to be a full day. I already had my whole day fully scheduled, booked in for the whole week. So not much of a rest really. Yeah, pretty full on. But we got a really tight deadline coming up next year, and I think all the fans is already asking when this, when that. Yeah, so it's good.
Well, I'm gonna go off to dinner with my family. It's cool to talk to you, David. I love it. Take care,
Thank you
everybody,
again.
and I'll see you at the next event.
Thank you. Have a have a
I
good
think
one.
we have a couple of other questions. We'll go first to, sorry if I say this wrong, Hadikin, and then Prop after that.
Let's do.
Yeah, it's Hadouken. But yeah, hello everybody. First I want to thank all you guys and David, you and the team, Alex, Dan. You know, he definitely made a great presentation. I loved it. I was really shocked, and Reese as well. But yeah, thank you again, David. You, I really appreciate it. Now I was speaking to Silicon. I do have a couple of questions, if anything. I was speaking to Silicon about the terms and agreement, right? For
Yes.
about what you have shown. So my question is that like, well, I am going to be flying out to Hong Kong for doing different types of work. You know, it's going to travel quite a bit, but um, I do work with teachers and stuff over in China as well for the educational side. Now, as you know, in China themselves, they do have something similar to TikTok, and
Correct.
yes, and so I was thinking, well, would it be crossing the line if, let's say, I were to be speaking uh, like teaching English through their source like TikTok, but also using specifically our collectibles. Would that be crossing the line? But we would be then getting paid by that company because it's more like an interaction and communication alongside with the NFTs that you have. Would that be crossing the line or?
No, no, not really. Yeah, I'd be assuming what you're talking about is you want to bring these characters alive as part of the way you teach kids, right?
Precisely, it would be basically recorded and having to like communicate with them like Mickey Mouse, like Steamboat Willie. But like if I were to ask
Yeah,
him like, "What are you doing?" and he
yeah.
responds, you know, and
To
I'm
to
dancing.
to
You know?
to be honest, as long as you're not copying the character and making merchandise out of it, we're pretty fine. I mean, the augmented reality, the storytelling is part of this whole thing. Is part of the what we wanted to achieve. You know, especially just in education. Um, I have seen people do it. Already done it. You know, bringing, I have seen psychology use the characters that in VV to bring smile or to start communicate with kids. We have no issue with that as long as you don't infringe the copyright as making merchandise from it and selling it. That's where the licensors do have issues with.
I see. I do have one more question. You know, of my top important list, but the other ones I'll leave for a little bit later. Um, Now, I do know for the Weverse, people have been speculating because we did see lightsabers inside. Well, like one of the items, a couple of the items, the lightsabers for the Weverse. I want to know. I'm sure a lot of people would like to know. Like for Disney, like let's say the Golden Moment set, would we be able to have them for the Weverse or any other for part of
Um,
Disney?
yeah. How did you see the lightsaber?
Well, if you look through the videos that were recorded onto the VVverse, so if you look through
Right.
the items and stuff like that, it does show like there was a flamethrower there, there was lightsabers there as well. Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
so
Yeah.
we kind of
Yeah.
saw that.
Okay. Um, okay. Yes. That was part of other demos they were doing it for studios. Uh, yeah. Uh, yeah. Ideally, this is all brain permitting. Allow us to do it. So the short answer is, if the brains allow us to do it, we'll be delivering it to you guys. Uh, just so you know, we have no problem to give you guys these in your Fifi home because they're already part of the agreement that we already have. That your Fifi showroom right now already have lightsabers there. So it'd be no different how you control your showroom environment at the moment. I was not aware we had the flamethrower. I did see flamethrower, but I was not aware it was in the demo. But I think you guys super microscopic and your magnify glass saw that somewhere. So yeah, I mean we're doing a lot of demos, and there's a lot of background work we're doing for the rollout for next year. But the flamethrower is not going to be blowing up or burning down your digital home. So you guys should be safe.
That's great. Thank you so much. One last quick question. I know I'm probably taking up everybody's time and your time. I'm sorry, but
that's all right.
Anyways, okay, so for the kickoff party VV logos, when can we expect that to be coming in for the kickoff? Yeah.
Sorry, could you just repeat that again?
Sorry, for the kickoff VV logos, when is that supposed to be sent out or airdropped? I mean.
The blue. Oh, yes. Yeah, I will remind Dan on the call this week about that. I think we better roll that out. Yeah. Alex, I know you're possibly listening. If you are, just remind us that we better do that airdrop. Yeah. It's probably our fault. Well, it is our fault for keep forgetting to do it. So I'll bring that up.
All right. Thank you so much.
Let's go to prop next, and then I don't remember who was first, Village or Superstar.
I can do only one more because I do have a conference.
Oh yes, you have a call. So
shortly.
Let's go to prop.
Yeah.
Prop was here first.
Hey, what's up? Still, what's going on? VV Magic, what's good?
What's up?
Thanks for having a space. Sanjay, the Hugh Hefner of the VV after parties, what's going on, brother? Anyway, hey, David, what's up? Yeah, I just had a quick question about the VV verse. It's actually a question that I asked you a long time ago, but but obviously there wasn't a lot out by way of the VV verse for a while. So the question is about attracting people to the metaverse who are not collectors, or or maybe don't really have any plans to collect, right? And I guess a part of the question is like customization and kind of making the metaverse your own, whether with or without licensed collectibles. It could be accessories. Is that something that would be really attractive to people that play around in other metaverses, that'll be attractive to them to come to the VVverse for? And then obviously maybe they can become collectors, right? So is a part of the eventual rollout or marketing going to be trying to procure users to occupy the metaverse, who maybe are not collectors or don't have, but want to maybe use it as a social network, so to speak?
100%. So we did announce we are going to be bringing out a series of furniture accessory users can start building their spaces out. And the other function in the VVverse is that you can easily share a URL address, so anyone can just click on it without, with ease, and it will portal you into your room straight away. And once again, it was talked about that there is sharing screens there. You could be running a live AMA, a party, a screening party, things like that. The idea is to get mass market users to have fun in the space that you have created, and other friends who will want to be part of that. So all that is basically part of the initial rollout. And you are correct. We are going to go for the mass market, so you don't have to be tech savvy to easily access to these rooms. And firstly, it will be rolling out from phase one is your VV showroom. So your VV showroom will be relabeled to, we used to be Vault. It will be basically your home, and that's how ideally is how we want to start in that part. Hopefully that answers your questions without me going into too much trouble.
It does. Thank you, David. I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Brock, for coming up. David, thank you for, you're just nonstop. I see you. You're just having fun, working, just keeping it going. And you got Alcon telling you to, hey, we can't rest on our laurels. I appreciate all your hard work. I can see it. And you know what? I'm excited. And I bet it's really rewarding when you see all that hard work pay off and you see people's reactions. So you know what? Thank you for being an amazing leader and really innovating and continuing to bring us more of what we want. Appreciate you.
Thanks again for having me on.
Thank you,
Yeah.
David. Thanks you to you, Dan, and Reverend Alex and team. And also to Silicon for hosting. Thank you very much, Silicon.
Yeah.
Thanks, Silicon.
Of course.
All right. I do have to be off. I do have a call in 5 minutes. Yeah, and Al does say hi to everyone. I was on the call with Al before as well. So it is a very full-on weekend for everyone at veve here.
Yep. And I'm sure we'll hear about it a year from now. What you guys accomplished this week. So,
thank you. Thanks again.
Thank you for your time, David.
Thanks, David. Great work.
Thanks,
Speak
David.
to you guys later.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.